While many of us rush to stock up on toilet paper at the first hint of trouble, the Amish continue their lives calmly, unaffected by the chaos. But what if the grid truly fails and a collapse is imminent? How could the Amish thrive while others struggle to survive? Let's explore this, starting with food production, the foundation of survival. When chaos erupts and the grid fails, most people will rush to strip grocery store shelves bare, like Black Friday on overdrive. In just days, those shelves will be as empty as a politician's promises, and reality will hit hard. We've lost the ability to feed ourselves. Meanwhile, the Amish will carry on in their fields as if nothing happened. They've held on to something most of us gave up long ago, real farming knowledge handed down through generations. These are people who can glance at a cloud formation and know exactly when to plant their crops. While the rest of us are searching online for tips on growing tomatoes, they're already harvesting their third crop of the season. Their farms operate like finely tuned machines, without relying on any actual machines. Every part of their system works in harmony. Horses aren't just used for transport. They act as living tractors, fertilizing fields as they go. Even the chickens roaming around aren't just for eggs. They also handle pest control, produce fertilizer, and till the soil, all in one compact package. An average Amish farm is a masterclass in efficiency. 1 acre in their care can produce enough food to sustain multiple families, all without tractors or chemical fertilizers. While their methods may appear old-fashioned, the results speak for themselves. Modern farms rely on intricate networks of fuel shipments, spare parts, and computerized systems. In contrast, Amish farmers depend on their horses, their expertise, and the strength of their community. Speaking of community, that's their hidden advantage. When was the last time you helped a neighbor harvest their crop? For the Amish, it's just a regular part of life. They pool their labor, share tools, and ensure no one goes hungry. Without even trying, it seems like they've been ready for a crisis all along. Having plenty of fresh food is only the start. What happens when winter arrives? That's where things get fascinating. If the grid goes down, your freezer full of microwave dinners won't help. While many of us will watch our food spoil helplessly, the Amish will rely on their time-tested storage systems. Food storage might not sound thrilling, but it's the difference between feasting and fasting in the colder months. Stockpiling canned goods from Costco might seem smart, but once they run out, there's no store to restock when society collapses. The Amish, however, have turned food preservation into an art. Their smokehouses act like time machines, turning today's meat into meals for next year. The aroma of hickory smoke on an Amish farm isn't just pleasant, it's the scent of security. A properly smoked ham can last for months without refrigeration, which comes in handy when the grid is as dependable as a chocolate teapot. Root cellars, nature's refrigerators, keep temperatures steady year-round at 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, keeping produce fresh for months without electricity. Sure, your smart fridge can order groceries, but can it store potatoes for half a year without power? Didn't think so. The Amish master food preservation with multiple layers of backup plan: salt curing, pickling, fermenting, and water bath canning. While many of us debate if a jar of pickles in the fridge is still good, they rotate their stock with military precision, and nothing goes to waste. Tough cabbage leaves are turned into sauerkraut, bruised apples become cider, and whey left from cheese making is used to pickle vegetables. It's like a never-ending game of food Tetris, and they always get perfect scores. You might wonder how they manage this without the power grid. That's where it gets even more intriguing. Living without electricity in Amish communities doesn't mean what you think. While they're not streaming Netflix or snapping selfies, they've mastered off-grid power systems. When your phone dies and you feel stranded, the Amish live in a blend of 1823 and 2024. Their solar setups, though basic in appearance, are incredibly reliable, and their batteries keep essential tools and equipment running smoothly. What's impressive is their smart use of electricity. Every watt serves a purpose. No wasted energy on charging unnecessary devices or running extra fridges. They focus on essentials like workshop tools, dairy equipment, and safety lighting. It's like running a personal utility company without the bills or blackouts. And solar isn't their only trick. Their windmills provide reliable power, and water wheels showcase simple yet effective engineering. These systems don't require a degree to maintain. If something breaks, they fix it themselves with common parts and ingenuity, keeping everything running efficiently. Here's a fascinating twist. Some Amish communities generate enough power to run small manufacturing operations, not just for charging a phone, but actual machinery. They've mastered the balance between rejecting modern excess and embracing practical innovation. But while they control their energy needs, getting around is another impressive feat. When fuel pumps dry up and electric cars turn into pricey lawn ornaments, the Amish will still be traveling smoothly. Imagine the chaos in apocalyptic movies, people fighting over the last drops of gas. Meanwhile, the Amish watch their horses munch grass, entirely unaffected. Post-grid transportation isn't just about getting somewhere, it's about reliability, day after day, without dependency on fragile supply chains. Your Tesla, a marvel of modern engineering, turns into an expensive statue when chargers go offline. Even your trusty gas car has only a few hundred miles before it's a stationary relic. The Amish, however, rely on horse and buggy setups, essentially renewable transport systems powered by their own backyard. These aren't ordinary horses, but draft horses bred to work tirelessly. Unlike cars needing premium fuel, these horses run on grass, hay, and an occasional apple. Talk about sustainability. Their buggies, too, are marvels of engineering, built to last decades with basic upkeep. There's no planned obsolescence here, just craftsmanship that gets handed down through generations. And emissions? Let's just say it's organic, and the gardens love it. The Amish independence extends even further, to water. Deep wells, dug by hand or horse-drawn equipment, tap into groundwater sources modern preppers can only dream about. While many stockpile plastic water bottles that eventually leach chemicals, the Amish enjoy clean, fresh water as if operating their own utility service. Properly constructed wells can last generations. Some Amish still use wells dug by their great-grandparents. Repairs are done with resourcefulness, fixing them with bicycle parts and elbow grease while the rest of us wait for high-tech plumbers to arrive. Rainwater harvesting adds another layer to their water efficiency. An Amish farm can collect 600 gallons of water from just 1 inch of rain on a 1,000 square foot roof. That's enough to fill 7.5 bathtubs. They don't just store water in rusty barrels either. Their filtering systems use sand, charcoal, and natural materials, putting typical water filters to shame. Every drop of water is allocated wisely. The cleanest is reserved for drinking and cooking, less filtered water for laundry and bathing, and the rest for gardens and livestock. It's like they're running a self-sustaining water treatment plant without massive energy bills or complex infrastructure. Here's an intriguing fact. Amish communities often tap into natural springs for their water supply, providing mineral-rich, naturally filtered water that makes bottled water pale in comparison. These springs, powered by gravity and natural pressure, flow year-round without needing electricity. While urban dwellers scramble for bottled water during crises, Amish families are calmly filling buckets with pure, untreated water straight from the earth. But water is just one part of their self-reliance. Let's talk about their approach to health, a mix of hard work, clean eating, and herbal remedies that serve as a built-in insurance policy. Instead of relying on modern medicine for every ailment, the Amish prevent health issues before they even arise. Their gardens double as pharmacies, offering remedies like elderberry syrup during flu season, peppermint tea for upset stomachs, and valerian root for sleepless nights. Modern science may validate these treatments, but the Amish have relied on them for centuries. Their fitness routine? Daily physical labor, which eliminates the need for gym memberships, and a diet of freshly harvested vegetables, whole grains, and fermented foods ensures robust gut health. Even muscle aches from hard work are eased with homemade salves from arnica or comfrey. It's a natural, sustainable approach that modern lifestyles could certainly take notes from. But self-sufficiency also requires security. While the Amish are deeply peaceful, they're skilled hunters, honing their marksmanship to provide food for their families. Their carefully maintained rifles are practical tools, respected and passed down through generations. This skill set isn't for aggression, but survival, balancing respect for weapons with the knowledge of when not to use them. Amish communities also serve as natural strongholds in crises. With sustainable resources like food, water, and power, they become magnets for neighbors in need. But their greatest asset isn't just their preparedness, it's their relationship. By being indispensable to those around them, they foster mutual reliance. Their farms don't just feed their families, they support their non-Amish neighbors too, creating bonds that are stronger than any security system. In the end, the biggest takeaway from the Amish way of life isn't just about farming, food storage, or self-sufficiency. It's about building resilient communities where people work together, share resources, and support one another through any challenge. That's sustainability at its finest.